Everybody, Andy here again. Well, at this very moment, there are two big sporting occasions taking place, or possibly taking place, in different parts of the world. Over there in Delhi, in India, the Commonwealth Games is just about to open. The opening ceremony is just about to start, I believe. But over here in Britain, or in Wales, the Ryder Cup golf tournament is taking place. Well, should be taking place, but at this very moment as I speak, about sort of 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, it's actually been rained off again and play has been suspended until at least midday today. Tournament started on Friday and it was rained off for 7 hours then. They completely changed the format of the tournament itself, which for those who are unaware is between sort of Britain and Europe together combined against the USA team. A tournament that's gone back, I don't know how long now, but many years now, held every other year, alternately between Britain and America. This year is a little bit more controversial, and it's come home to roost, I think. I remember I said the other day in a tweet, what are you doing holding a major tournament like this at the beginning of October in Wales? Yes, nothing against Wales, and straight away I'll say that weather can affect a tournament anywhere in the world at just about any particular time, but we all know about climatic conditions. We all know the best times to hold tournaments in certain places and when maybe you shouldn't hold them. For example, 2 years ago, at the close of the last Ryder Cup challenge, tournament, championship, whatever you want to call it, I'm not sure what the correct term is, over there in America, the European team's captain, Nick Faldo, the golfer, actually said as a passing remark during his closing speech, I believe, don't forget to bring your waterproofs, talking about this particular tournament. So this isn't something that's new. As I said, rain can happen anytime, but at the beginning of October in Wales, as in a lot of Britain, let's be perfectly honest, especially the further north and west you go, the more chance you've got of exactly these type of conditions taking place. Now, they've already changed the format of the tournament because of the amount of time that they've lost. So, even if it is completed, and they're probably going to have to go into Monday, which is unheard of, they can only play until a certain time on Monday. So the tournament, if it does take place, if it does finish, will probably finish, it will finish in a way that it's not designed to do, if you see what I mean. Well, it won't be a proper Ryder Cup tournament. And why is this? Well, basically it all comes down to money. It comes down to greed, as with lots of these other tournaments and other sports that I shall mention. This particular one, from my understanding, I'm not a huge golf fan, but I take an interest. One thing I'll say straight away, in Britain now, you cannot watch the Ryder Cup golf tournament on free-to-air TV. The BBC don't show it, ITV and any other sort of channels like that that are free to air. You have to pay extra to watch it. Years ago, when it first became really popular again, in the mid-80s, and it sort of grew up, partly because Britain and Europe started winning. Up until that time we were just whitewashed all the time, I think, and the European team actually built up and started winning. It attracted people's attention, it attracted the sponsors' attention, it attracted the TV companies' attention, and that's where it starts to all go wrong, because yes, it was aired on the BBC for a long time and millions of people watched it. Now it's on pay-to-view TV, so I don't see it. So it's not easy to find out these things, and I wonder how many people are actually watching it now, especially compared to what the viewing figures were like in the past. But another thing is that this tournament, as far as I'm aware, is usually held in September. I know we're not far away from that sort of time, the beginning of October, but those 2-3 weeks at the end of a British summer, in inverted commas, can make a huge amount of difference. Exactly what has happened here. But apparently the reason that the tournament's been moved back a bit is because of a new tournament that's come up over in America. I think it's called the FedEx tournament. Now, obviously FedEx, a big multi-billion-dollar probably concern company with a lot of financial clout, and they gave out a check to, I think it was Jim Furyk, the winner of the tournament, for something like $6 million or something. That's a figure not to be sneezed at, but that just shows you the amount of money that's washing around in the game and influences things. So here we are, moving a tournament which everybody wants to see. Now, how many people took notice of that tournament in America, which I understand was affected by rain as well? My understanding also is that the viewing figures, the people there watching it, there wasn't very many people in attendance. There is too much sport. That's another one of these problems. But these tournaments, these games, the Commonwealth Games, the Olympic Games, the Football World Cup, cricket, all of those sports now are being ruined, in my opinion, by money. If I take them individually, golf being an example, here we have a classic example of something that's happened, something that's going to cost a lot of money. You think of all those people that have paid a lot of money probably to go and view this in person down there in Wales, and they spent hundreds of pounds on flights, probably, travel, accommodation, the tickets to actually watch the golf as well. And what are they getting? I know the people on Friday, they did get some golf, but they didn't get any money back. There you go. They've wasted that time. They've got to be at work tomorrow morning for a start. Then you've got all the people who are hoping to watch this on pay-to-air TV, who probably paid extra. Partly they got their package because of this particular weekend. This is one of the events they really wanted to see. If that ends tomorrow, which it will do, they're not going to be able to see it because they're probably going to be at work as well. So they've been cheated. They've also been cheated because they've had to change the format to fit into the time. So my thought about this generally is, if you care about the sport, if the governing bodies care about their sports, whatever it might be, whether it be golf, football, tennis, cricket, whatever, then you need to make sure that the big tournaments, the ones that really matter, are the ones that are sacrosanct. They should be in stone and not be able to be tampered with in any way whatsoever. We've had the recent Football World Cup over there in South Africa. There was debate about whether it should be given to South Africa, whether it could hold a tournament. It held a good tournament, but it was very, very much influenced by politics comes into it as well. Apart from money, so much political clout comes into where these games are held, whether it be a Football World Cup or an Olympic Games or a Commonwealth Games for that matter, or even a golf tournament. Because this, in the past, is a bit jumping around, I know, but spur in a moment, off the top of the head type of vlog. But this golf tournament, the Ryder Cup, years ago used to be held in proper places. It's in original golf courses, and now over the past few they've been designed courses specifically built for the Ryder Cup. So what's all that about? And then you end up with a situation where if you played it in a particular place, the facilities would probably be better. I think it's cost something like £20 million to build this purpose-built golf course down there in Wales for this one tournament. Yes, I know it will be there for the future, but that just shows you the amount of money that's washing around and why the money's influencing things as well. As I said, the World Cup, yes, it was held in South Africa. It was great to have it there. It was a successful tournament. I know that there was concerns, as I said before, but so much money goes into those tournaments that people are rushing in to sponsor them. All the big major sponsors, I'm not going to name them, but you probably know which ones they were. These banners were everywhere, and those people are the only advertisers that are allowed. You're not allowed to see the name of anybody else. If you go into the stadium, you're only allowed to drink the beer of the person who actually sponsors it. You're only allowed to eat the fast food of a particular brand or something that is sponsoring this tournament. You're only allowed to use the specific credit card to book your tickets or something like that, or to spend your money within quite a wide area, not just in the stadiums but around the stadiums as well. Money is taking over everything, and it's at the detriment to us. It's at the detriment to the people who actually pay the money to support these sports, the people that it's meant to be there for in the first place. Us, the viewers, us, the supporters, the people that actually get there to want to see these sports. I'll give you another example quickly, is cricket. Now, okay, that might not mean a lot to people over the pond or in other parts of the world, but in my opinion, cricket has been absolutely ruined by money over the past few years, and we wonder why our teams don't do so well, as per the England team in the World Cup football. But with cricket, we now have this new invention of 2020 cricket, which I'm sure is a great spectacle if you're not a cricket fan. Now, to me, my personal opinion, 2020 cricket isn't cricket. It's a sport in its own way. It's entertainment, and there is the difference. Yes, sport needs to be entertaining, but it's also a game. It's a game that's grown throughout its history, as with all these other sports as well. They're not all modern sports. These are games, golf, baseball even, if you go back there, that's got a culture to it, it's got a history to it. We're knocking that history back by, especially with cricket, the amount of cricket that there is now, it's completely washed out the game. There is just too much. I've switched off. In the summer over here, we have a county championship, which now, in the middle of the summer, has been decimated by a whole chunk of 2020 cricket, because that's the flavour of the month. That's the thing that supposedly is going to bring in all the money, to get all the spectators in, to raise the profile of the game. Yes, you are raising the profile of the game, but you're not raising the profile of cricket as such, because the things that matter to the supporters and to the cricket boards and even to the players are the big tournaments, whether it be the World Cups, the Ryder Cups, the classic Open Golf Championships or tennis Grand Slam tournaments or something like that as well. But in cricket, for us, it's the Ashes tournaments, the old enemy, England versus Australia. But you get people then who can't play because they're too busy playing in Indian Premier Leagues, or they've got 2020 Cups, or they're just completely worn out by the seasons that they have. They're running around playing in just about everything. I can't really blame the players because the money's there. You can't. Your life expectancy as a sportsman isn't that great, so you're going to take everything that you can. Another example is with football, the amount of money, especially that's in the British game now. The Champions League football used to be the old European Cup, where the winners of all the individual European leagues used to get together, have a knockout tournament, and then the winner was the European Championship, the European champions. Now we have a situation where we have a Champions League. So the winner of the European Champions League might not even have won their individual league, because for Britain, or England should I say, we usually have the top 4 teams. What's all that about? How can you go into a Champions League if you're not a champion? And it's all done for money, so that you get all this 4 or 5, 6 months worth of extra games to get the TV revenue in, the paid, the advertising and all that. We need to sit down and think about this, because sport, in my opinion, is being ruined by money. Yes, money obviously helps in certain ways. As I said, it gives the players something to fall back on, but it's got too much. We should have maybe salary caps and stop the certain amount of people, foreign players coming into our country or to other countries as well. It should be the same, a level playing field everywhere as well. So the national teams, the ones that we do care about in the World Cup or something like that for football, actually do perform, because their teams that they play with, they're playing with their own players rather than playing with very good foreign players, which are great to watch. But as I said, you need to look at the bigger picture. It's not all about money, but it is all about money, if you see what I mean. The greed has crept in, the corruption, if you want to call it that, has crept in, the politics has crept into sport. That's not a good thing. I know that goes back to apartheid days and things like that, but now we're in a different ball game. Excuse the analogy. So there you go. We've had in Delhi, in the Commonwealth Games, we've had bridges collapsing, we've had things not ready, and it makes you wonder whether you should be questioning whether these tournaments or these games, these championships, should actually be taking place in the first place. Why are we holding these? Are we holding them just to make some money, just to raise the profile of our country? That's not what sport's about. And the same with the Ryder Cup. We should be holding it where it should be held, in the best course, at the best time of year, so that everybody, the players, the TV watchers, the supporters, the attendance people there, everybody gets the best conditions available. It's not about money, it's about sport, and that's what people need to remember. Greed is taking over. I know Gordon Gekko said greed is good, but it certainly isn't when it comes to sport. And in the case of the Ryder Cup, we're reaping those rewards thanks to Mother Nature. Maybe Mother Nature will have a say in this and make people sit up and take notice and actually question what's really going wrong with the sports that most of us, so many of us, actually love. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.